What's up, guys? It's me, Smile McGee, and I thought we'd do a little live from IVIG day one. Man, guys, I have a lot of stuff to talk to you about, and it's been crazy. So I thought I would just say what's been going on and say what happened today with my infusion. That kind of changed my perspective. But like, the thing is, great news. Send some hearts this way because this is great news. IVIG has gone so well today. Knock on hospital fake wood. We found the right mix, and literally the only thing that happened was I started to get kind of an itchy throat, but then we just grabbed me my middle Benadryl and bam, no reactions today. Like, they didn't even have to check my vitals today, because you just have to check your vitals, because with the reaction my blood pressure like skyrockets. I start getting a fever and stop breathing, so it's not really a big deal at all. I am just so grateful. Your guys' prayers really came in handy. They worked. It's been a nice, boring, sleeping and napping infusion day. So let's talk a little bit. So as you guys know, I have not been feeling good lately. Breathing has just been so hard and painful, and it feels like that last hospital stay that like it was hopeless, that no one knows what to do. During that time it marked a year since I've been on oxygen, and I just like couldn't help but think in my mind, in that year we've really figured out nothing about my lungs, and things have gotten worse. And then I had this another spiraling thought that I just get better to get sick. Like, I get IVIG, that makes me sick, I feel better from that, I usually get sick again, and then get healthy enough just in time to go to IVIG and get sick. And that is like the most depressing thought. And with this lung decline, with the pain and the difficulty breathing, I'm just short of breath all the time, like all the time. It's just made it so I can't do anything. Like, you guys probably see I'm a very hyper person. Like, my brain is always going, I'm always wanting to go, I'm always wanting to create, to try new things, to have new experiences, to be around people, to socialize. And like, I'll be honest, the other day I made mac and cheese and I could barely like lift the pot to drain it without really struggling. And when I baked cookies, it took every single ounce out of me, and I sat on a chair to make those cookies. I've just felt pathetic because I want to do all the things that I can, and like with singing, it's kind of a release for me, and right now it just hurts so much, and it just feels like I'm trapped. Like, it feels like this body is a prison and I'm just trapped in it. So I think it's all these. Oh, and then while I was really sick in the hospital, they put me on my usual antibiotic for infections. Well, I kind of put me on it, but my immunologist has to take it whenever I have a lung infection, but it destroys my stomach, like I said before. So I've been feeling like this, then adding like stomach flu symptoms on top, and everything just spiraled and made me feel like there was absolutely no hope. And I'm using feel in the past tense right now because, I don't know, maybe it's because I finally got to stop doxycycline, but things are feeling brighter. I mean, I am one who, you guys know I'm not great with negative emotions at all. I like to hide them. When I have negative emotions, I like to just bury them and serve others, which isn't the worst thing in the world, I think, but my counselors helped me realize that like emotions show a need, just kind of like when you're hungry. For example, you don't say, I'm gonna feed someone else because I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, you have to eat, you have to take care of your body, and then you can like go make somebody a frittata. You know? But I have to take care of these emotions. I think that I should be immune to tragedy, especially medical tragedy, because my life is just a giant medical tragedy. But that's never going to happen You know, hard things in life are never just not going to affect you, but you can choose to continue. If that makes sense. Like, I was talking to a friend about this the other night. When someone's sick, you always get the comments, you're so brave, you're so amazing. How do you carry on? How do you do what you do? And what's the other option? Like, when you're thrown in the deep end, it's not an act of bravery, but it's a natural reaction to try and swim. Like, I was talking to her about that because I don't feel brave. All of you have said the sweetest things to me this week, and I've sent the sweetest messages that have meant the absolute world. But a part of me has a really, 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 really hard time believing the kind things people say. And I know that's really, really stupid, but that's my reality. I'll hear these kind things like, you're so talented, you're so brave, you're so, I don't know, you're a ray of sunshine, you know? And I don't view myself that way. That's horrible, right? Like, it's embarrassing to say that, but especially this past little while where there's been that dark cloud and there was that hopelessness, it was really hard to believe the kind things people say when I felt worthless and I felt trapped. And like, I wanted to go out, but like, even with my friends, I didn't want them to see me struggle as much as I've been struggling. And I've had to learn that it's okay to struggle. I say that to everyone else, like, it's okay to struggle, mental health is normal health, but it's hard to give yourself that grace. A helpful thing has been, my counselor told me to, like, this week, write down emotions, but write down why you're feeling them and what you can do for that emotion. Not really good at the what you can do part, but write down why you're feeling a certain way is really helpful, and it's helped me be a bit more open with people about how I'm feeling. Because, like, I don't know if I would count this like a non-safe place kind of sadness, you know what I mean? Like, I want to get up and get ready and get dressed. There's a time where I didn't, like about a week ago, but I want to get up and get ready and get dressed. I want to play my ukulele. I want to do things that my body really doesn't want me to do, but there's this sadness, just a sadness for my situation, and I think that's okay. I think it's kind of what I say, that sadness and joy can coexist together, because like today, for example, the only thing I really like about my, like, the infusion center is, one, like, the nurses and stuff, they're amazing, but I love how cancer centers and cancer hospitals and like infusion centers in general change your perspective, because every single patient is fighting for their lives. Like, they didn't choose to be here, they're not social media perfect, they are fighting just for another day. And today there was this super, super cute old guy who kind of looks like President Nixon. And he would just talk to me in the hall, and I ended up talking to him while he was sitting there playing Scrabble with his wife. Like, talk about goals, they're so cute. He asked me why I was in here, and I just kind of explained what CVID was. And he has stage 4 cancer. And we were just making jokes about it. Like, I told him, I'm like, he showed me he had this big bump that's his liver. It's just like super swollen. It must hurt so bad. And I don't know, he told me how he was like comfortable with death. And he had this joy and peace in a really hard situation. And it just kind of reminded me that in the midst of our hard situations of pain and sadness and suffering, there can still be joy. Like, just because life is hard doesn't mean that God is not good, you know? Like, he gives you so many little blessings every single day. And I'm getting emotional, but I'm so grateful for my Father in heaven. I'm so grateful for that little old guy who reminded me what I kind of believe, like, life is. Like, it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be really hard, but it's meant to be enjoyed, not just endured. You know? So I'm gonna try a little better to do that. I'm gonna let myself sit with my sadness and sit with my pain, but also remember the good, because this life has so much good. There's so many reasons to, I guess, when thrown in the deep end. Think about Grey's Anatomy when Meredith was drowning. Of course, the first reaction is to swim, but some people stop, you know? Sometimes life gets so hard, like kind of in that episode. Life gets so hard, the first reaction is to swim, but when they get tired and they have no energy left, and it feels like no air in their lungs, they stop moving and they sink. So maybe it is an act of bravery to go forward, to keep on, what is it, paddling? Moving, scooping, swimming, whatever, to keep moving in the water, to keep trying to go forward, even when it feels like you're stuck in place. And have the hope that one day, Heavenly Father, when He brings you to the shore, it'll be worth it. So, there's my thoughts for today. There is a little IVIG update, and I just want to remind you all that it's okay to be sad sometimes. It's not a defect, especially when you're going through really hard things. But remember, even when life is hard, God is good. And when you find the good in life, you find God's hand in your life. Remember that. Marissa, I love that. I just want to, I'm going to read your comment, if that's okay. Marissa said, I agree with everything you're saying. The struggle is real when it comes to certain aspects of being disabled and just life in general. But joy and sadness can absolutely coincide. I love that, and I want to live by that. So again, one day I want to do a live just talking to you guys, but I am pretty tired from the IV Benadryl and the infusion. So I'm going to get headed, but thank you all for the continued love, support, and prayers. Remember, you are so loved, and life is so worth it. And as always, smile on.